Hello, race fans, and welcome to Disc Golf Daily. It is Tuesday, and that means it's Numbers Day. Today, we're going to go over course growth, we'll go over PDGA growth, and then we're going to close with our United rankings and who moved up and down, and you might be surprised who's number one, or you might not. So let's get to it. All right, we are going to start with course growth. We had 17 new courses in the last week. Our average over the course of this year is 23.4 courses a week. Last week we had 46. This week we had 17. All told, we stick right at our average at 23.4 when we balance everything out. That's over 3 courses a day. Pretty impressive, even though last week was arguably a down week. Actually, we're coming into the fall after Memorial Day. I would guess that we will see new courses per week start to drop, and we'll probably end up with an average around 20 to 22. But right now we are riding high and loving it. Total courses, the beginning of last year started with just over 15,000. We are currently at 15,919 courses in the ground. Go play them all. I estimate we'll have just over 16,300 by the end of the year. Course growth. We had 8 new courses in the United States, 3 in Canada, and 1 each in Finland, Sweden, Norway, Estonia, New Zealand, and Latvia. That is so good to see. Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia might be 3 of my favorite countries, and I love seeing Latvia try to keep up with Estonia in disc golf. Watch out, Estonians. All right, PDGA earnings. These are the top 10 men in PDGA earnings. As we said about 3 weeks ago, Gannon Buhr has eclipsed 100,000. He now sits at $113,000 earnings throughout the year. Pretty darn impressive. Ricky Wysocki has cleared 81,000. Nicholas Antala has cleared 80,000. Calvin Heimberg sits at 72,000. Anthony Barella and Isaac Robinson are over the 60,000 mark. How many people are going to clear 100,000 on the men's side? My guess is 3. We will see. PDGA earnings for the top 10 women. Evelina Salonen, with her win at Pro Worlds, leads with almost $60,000. And look how even it is. Owen, Missy, Holland, and Kristen all sitting between $53,000 and $55,000 for the year. Crazy impressive. So we've got 5 women over $50,000, and we've got 6 men over $50,000. However, if we look at the earnings per event, Kristen comes out on top with almost $4,400 per event. Evelina Salonen just under $4,000. Gannon and Ricky sit around $3,800, and then it drops off to Nicholas Antala at $3,500. Isaac Robinson, with his Pro Worlds win, now sits at $2,780 average winnings per event. And the FPO cash line at Worlds was $942. That is 7 points higher than the average throughout the year. If you want to cash at Worlds, bring your A game. And the MPO, the men's cash line, was 1,020, right on the nose. And if you want to, that's better. That's 3 points better than the average. So obviously, it's hard to cash at Worlds. Who'd have thunk? All right, the top 20 earners combined income from 2023 compared to 2024. This is last week, 789 to 929,000. Actually, I'll go ahead and just say 2023 was catching up to us last week. This week, kaboom! Thank you, Pro Worlds. $1,058,000 earned by the top 20 PDGA earners so far this year. That compares with $792,000 at this point last year. Now, having said that, last year hasn't had their Pro Worlds yet, so they will have a nice bump later on in the season. But for now, we are, That's 25% ahead of last year. Pretty darn impressive for the top 20 PDGA earners. PDGA approvals, not much change here. We were 22% behind last week. Now we're 23%. We only had 2 discs approved. Stay tuned tomorrow to find out what those were. PDGA events. We've been running ahead all year. We were 1.8% ahead last week, and we are 1.6% ahead this week. There have been 7,769 PDGA events. Impressive. Now, the number of rounds played at these PDGA events, again, earlier in the year, I've said this the last couple of weeks, we were way behind. But then we caught up, and last week we were 1.85% ahead, and this week we are 0.3% ahead. That's the total number of PDGA rounds, number of rounds played at PDGA events. So I'm glad that number has recovered, and it should be roughly equal to the growth in the number of events. And it was lagging way behind, and now it has caught up and is pretty much right in line. Active PDGA members, 2023 active members versus 2024 estimated active members. We had 136,636 members at the end of the year, basically on January 1st, 2024, or December 31st, 2023. Right now, I'm estimating that we will have 130,128 members, which is a 4.7% drop in membership in the PDGA. And just for funsies, PDGA number 293432 was issued yesterday. I think we're going to be about 1,000 to 1,500 short of 300,000. It'd be nice if we got a little membership boost at the end of the year. It just feels like it's going to be tough. All right, let's move into United rankings. Not a surprise on the men's side. Gannon Buhr maintains his number 1 status. Ricky Wysocki is number 2. Calvin Heimberg sits at number 3. And Isaac Robinson and Nicholas Antala are number 4. Isaac, welcome to the top 5. It's been a while since you've been in there. For anybody who doesn't know, the United Rankings takes our ranking system, the Statmando rankings, Power Rankings, and Pro Tour points, and mashes them all together. The top score you can get is 100. Gannon Buhr is number 1 in every ranking system. The United Rankings biggest moves in the top 30. Luke Taylor gains 11 spots from 25th to 14th. Congrats, Luke. That was an impressive showing last weekend at Worlds. Simon Lizotte gained 7 points, moving up from 22nd to 15th. And Evan Smith gained 7 points, moving up to 17th. Other notables, we all saw James Proctor doing well. He gained 3 points, 3 ranking spots. He's moved up to 16th. And, Calvin Heimberg, he moved up from 4th to 3rd, which is pretty darn impressive. So our biggest moves in the top 10, we just mentioned Calvin. Isaac Robinson moves up from 7th to 6th, and Nicholas Antala moves up from 8th to 7th. And in case anybody's wondering, Kyle Klein was in 6th. He dropped to 8th. Our United rankings on the women's side. We have a new number 1 in the world in the United rankings on the women's side. Say hello to Evelina Salonen. She has 55 points in the United rankings. Kristen Tata and Holland Handley both have 50 points. Doing the calculations was actually really fun for me. It was, I typed the numbers in and then I pressed compute, and you could tell it was going to be super close. And Evelina came out on top. Pro Worlds has its privileges. Winning Pro Worlds has its privileges. Missy Gannon is in 4th, and Owen Scoggins rounds out the top 5. The biggest moves for the women in the top 30, Silva Saarinen moves up 3 spots to 8th. she's basically still gaining new points because she doesn't have enough event points yet for the season. Kat Murch, Paige Pierce, Emily Weatherman, and Cadence Burge all move up one spot. Kat Murch is now ranked 12th in the world. Paige is 17th. And the biggest moves in the women's top 10, as we said earlier, Sova Saarinen gained 3 spots. She's now ranked 8th. Holland Handley gains 1 spot. She's now ranked 3rd. And Evelina Salonen gains 1 point, and she is now ranked number 1 in the world. That does it for us today. If you have any thoughts, news, or opinions, shoot us an email, discgolfdaily@aol.com. Have fun, throw them straight, share Disc Golf Daily with a friend, and hit the thin gap. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It really does help us grow.